Get ready for the action because we are kicking things off with huge news. We're diving straight into what winning the league means for Arsenal fans. We break down the implications of this massive achievement and what it signals for the entire club's future right now. '26 World Cup. From William Saliba and Gabriel Martinelli to Jurriën Timber and Martin Odegaard, find out exactly which players are making the trip to the biggest tournament in history. Finally, we rewind to the glory days and the journey to the top. We uncover the incredible stories behind Arsenal's title-winning squad. From David Raya's path to goalkeeper to William Saliba's rise, and the incredible career arcs of players like Jurriën Timber and Declan Rice, this is the deep dive you need. Don't miss a second of this. Arsenal fans are eagerly anticipating the implications of winning the league title, a prospect that is generating significant excitement and speculation within the fanbase. Recent reports and discussions, as highlighted by the BBC, suggest a deep-seated passion surrounding the possibility of securing the championship. This achievement is viewed not just as a sporting victory, but as a monumental milestone for the club and its supporters. The narrative surrounding this potential triumph is complex, involving hopes for silverware, validation of the team's efforts, and the realization of long-term ambitions. Further detailed analysis on what winning the league will specifically mean for the Arsenal community is ongoing, underscoring the high stakes involved in the upcoming season's competition. Arsenal faces a challenging path to the Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain, and concerns over key player availability have surfaced, according to comments from Dutch national team manager Ronald Koeman. Arsenal will be underdogs, relying on full belief to succeed in Budapest, which necessitates the availability of their best players for manager Mikel Arteta. The primary concern revolves around Jurriën Timber, who has been sidelined since an injury against Everton on March 14th. This uncertainty is amplified by Benjamin White's long-term injury from West Ham. Speaking to Dutch television on Monday, Koeman described Timber's recovery as a roller coaster ride. He suggested that if fitness allows, the 24-year-old could potentially be the Netherlands' first-choice right-back come the summer, competing with players like Denzel Dumfries, Lutschel Geertruida, and Jeremy Frimpong. In the absence of both Timber and White, Christian Mosquera is expected to start at right-back for the upcoming tournament opener against Japan. Despite his recent performance, Mosquera, who is primarily a centre-back, has limited proven experience at full-back, often struggling to break up the Gabriel Saliba partnership. His recent performance, including a third start in a recent match, suggests he is not an ideal deputy. Furthermore, Arsenal is facing a significant threat from PSG's wide options. PSG boasts a potent front three featuring Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembele, and Bradley Barcola, with Desiree Doué as a reserve. The prospect of Kvaratskhelia operating in one-on-one situations against Mosquera in wide areas is described as a major concern, given the Georgians' prolific scoring in the Champions League this season. Timber was previously considered one of the world's best defensive fullbacks. His potential absence at the Puskás Arena is viewed as a critical blow to Arsenal's defensive structure, a scenario that Koeman's comments do not suggest is likely to materialize. Arsenal is gearing up for a global presence at the 2026 World Cup, with numerous players slated to represent the club across various nations. As the tournament expands to include 48 countries, Arsenal's worldwide talent pool is set to shine, boasting players from diverse continents. The club's international reach is broad, featuring talent from France, Brazil, Spain, Germany, and others. Key expected players highlight Arsenal's strong European and South American contingent. England is anticipated to be a major source, with homegrown talents like Bukayo Saka, alongside high-profile signings such as Noni Madueke, Eberechi Eze, and Declan Rice. Arsenal also maintains a significant Spanish core, with David Raya, Christian Mosquera, Mikel Merino, and Martin Zubimendi expected to feature. South American flair is also evident, with Gabriel Magalhaes and Gabriel Martinelli joining the squad, adding depth to the attack. Furthermore, Norway's Martin Odegaard is expected to be a pivotal figure, proving crucial to the team's qualification efforts. Other notable inclusions are Kai Havertz representing Germany and Jurriën Timber from the Netherlands, who is expected to participate despite recent injury setbacks. William Saliba is set to make his debut at the World Cup while representing France, a historic first for the defender. Victor Gyökeres will also join the squad representing Sweden. In total, Arsenal players are projected to be spread across 10 different countries. While FIFA expects final squads by June, preliminary selections are already underway, though nations often keep these private. So far, 5 Arsenal players have been named in official squads from 4 different nations: Belgium, Brazil, France, and Sweden. Brazil's contingent, featuring Gabriel Magalhaes and Gabriel Martinelli, is particularly significant, as the nation aims for another World Cup victory under a new coaching era. Meanwhile, Declan Rice is positioned as a key player for England, while Christian Mosquera, a recent signing, is also set to make his World Cup debut, signaling the arrival of new talent on the biggest stage. Noi Dung Kai Tight. Arsenal has clinched the Premier League title once again, marking a significant achievement after a 22-year drought. The success is the culmination of diverse and unique journeys undertaken by the squad members. The team features a rich tapestry of experiences, with some players developing their careers entirely in North London, others arriving with prior Premier League accolades, and several having navigated stints in non-league football. NN goalkeeper David Raya's path included a formative period in non-league football with Southport before establishing himself at Blackburn Rovers. He joined Arsenal initially on loan from Brentford. NN French international Saliba's journey was shaped by his idolization of Thierry Henry and early coaching influences, leading him through various loan spells at Saint-Étienne, Nice, and Marseille before securing his place at Arsenal. /N Gabriel, a product of Brazil, spent time in Lille before joining Arsenal in 2020 after spells in Troyes and Dinamo Zagreb. /N Timber's progression involved rising through the ranks at Feyenoord and Ajax before joining Arsenal in July 2023, though he missed the initial season due to injury. /N Calafiori, a youth product of Italy, moved between Raya and Switzerland before returning to Italy with Bologna, subsequently joining Arsenal last summer. /N Hincapié arrived at Arsenal following a spell at Bayer Leverkusen, having started his career in Ecuador, and moved to Argentina's top tier. /N White, a Brighton Academy graduate, experienced various levels of English football, including loans at Newport County, Peterborough United, and Leeds United, before joining Arsenal in 2021. /N Mosquera spent his entire career at Valencia before making the move to Arsenal at the start of the 2025-26 season. Lewis Skelly has been a lifelong Arsenal player, progressing through the academy from a young age. /N Odegaard, a prodigious talent, began at Strømsgodset before making his debut for Real Madrid. He was permanently signed by Arsenal in 2021 and has since captained the side. /N Rice represents a major acquisition, costing a reported £100 million from West Ham United in July 2023, marking Arsenal's record signing. /N Zubimendi's career saw him move from his Basque hometown to Real Sociedad, where he became a La Liga regular before joining Brentford and then Arsenal. /N Dauman stands out as the club's youngest Premier League goalscorer, achieving this feat at just 16 years and 73 days. /N/NS returned to Arsenal after a period at Fulham, Reading, and Millwall academies, breaking through at QPR before moving to Crystal Palace and reuniting with the Gunners. /N/N Gyökeres has a history with Arsenal, having spent time at Brighton and Coventry before joining the club. /N/N Trossard progressed through Belgian football before joining Brighton and subsequently moving to Arsenal. /N/N Saka has been an Arsenal stalwart since joining the academy at age 7, becoming one of the Premier League's top wingers. Maduk also moved through youth systems at Crystal Palace and Tottenham before joining Arsenal via Chelsea in 2023. N. Marino has a history with the club, having previously played for Newcastle United. Havertz joined Arsenal after starring in the Bundesliga for Bayer Leverkusen. Jesus moved from Manchester City to Arsenal in the summer of 2022, following his success at Palmeiras.